Okay, hi guys, and welcome to another video with Hirsch Agarwal. And today I'm going to be doing a basic C++ tutorial. Now the reason I'm doing this is because I know that I've started a Visual Basic series, but I'm thinking of stopping that and switching it to C++. Because currently what I've done in that tutorial series is not too much, and I think that for anyone who's watching those, it's a lot better to learn C++ for a few reasons. One, because it is a lot more powerful and it will just be a lot more useful, and it's also cross-platform, unlike Visual Basic, which is just for Windows. And C++ is actually what's used to create a lot of parts of Windows and Mac OS X, and also it has been used to create some really high-end software such as the Adobe product suite, so that includes softwares like Photoshop and After Effects. Those are all created using C++. So it's probably going to be a little bit more beneficial, but it's a little bit more difficult to learn too. So we're going to start out by creating a basic console application. Now you will need Visual C++ Express 2010 or whatever edition you want, but I'm using 2010. Now this will only allow you to create Windows applications, but you can also, and I'll show you this in later tutorials, you can also use different compilers to have it work on Macs. So let's just name this demo or tutorial. Oh my gosh, I can't spell. Okay. I've already created number. You guys won't get that error. I've already created that project. But so now it'll prompt you with this window, and you just need to hit next. You want to make sure console application is checked, and you want to check empty project, and then hit finish. So C++ will now give you all of these folders, and this might be retracted. Just put your mouse over this and click on that thumbtack there. So in these folders you won't really need to worry about this, but for now all you need to do is think about the resource files. So first thing we need to do is add a new CPP file, or a C++ file. So this is going to be the main file of our program, so we're just going to name it main. And as I said before, this is just a console application, so it's not going to have a GUI, it's going to be a command line, but I'll get into GUI applications in a later tutorial. So the first thing we want to do is we want to do a hashtag, or not a hashtag, wow. It's a number sign, and we want to do include IOStream and close that. So basically what that does is it includes a lot of the basic files that you need for most programs. For now you're going to be putting that at the beginning of most of your programs, and I'll go in detail later about what that is, but for now you just need to put that in. You also want to put in using namespace std. Now that basically just says using namespace standard, and it's similar to the previous command, but it basically just tells C++ that you're using some of these basic functions. Later on you will need to add more things, more files to be included and stuff like that, but for now it's just going to be simple. So the first thing you want to do is int main and void. Oops. Now C++ is created using a series of, or at least a console application is generally created using a series of functions. So basically this function is going to be executed, and depending on the input and output it will give a desired result. So first thing we're going to want to do is declare a variable. So let's use the variable type double. So we're going to type in double number 1 equals 0.0. Now you may have heard of ints and strings. You also use ints in C++, but you use a double because that allows you to use decimal points, so that's generally a little bit more useful. And ints usually round. So what we're going to do basically is, first thing we want to do is we're going to say count, or that's C out, and we're going to go like that and just type in hello world. So let's close that and put in a semicolon. make sure you always put in semicolons, and then just hit Control S to save. So basically what that says is C out, and then you have to use these two less than signs and then hello world. Now these less than signs basically say that this is sending output, and then for input you go like that, but I'll show you that in a second. So this should output hello world. So you just want to click the little play button at the top. It'll compile a project, and as you can see, something popped up, but we couldn't really read it, and that's because we haven't told the system that it needs to pause so that we can read it. So what you need to type is system pause. So basically just like that, and then hit Control S, and now we hit run, and it should, and there you go, hello world, press any key to continue. Now if you want to press any key to continue, all you have to do is put in two less than signs and just type end L, which stands for end line. And there you go, hello world, press any key to continue. So that's pretty good, but we still haven't used this variable, and it's not very useful. So let's try making something else. So rather than saying hello world, let's do count. Please enter your age, and okay. So now we need to get some input from the user so that they can put in their age. So for that we want to say kin, so C in, then you want to use the greater than sign. So basically that's saying it's going, the user has to input the information, and we want to type number 1. The reason we're using number 1 is because that's the variable that we declared here. So it's going to take this variable, put it here, and get the input, and put whatever the user inputs into this value here. So now we can say count number 1. Oops, there's no space. There we go. So now let's run our program, and you can also hit F5 to run the program. So it says please enter your age, so 14, enter, and then that sends out my age. So, and if you want to press any key to continue, again, what you need to do is and L. So that's looking pretty good now. We can type in any number we want, and it says press any key to continue. So that's still not a very functional program, but it's kind of good. But C++ can do a lot more stuff. So let me show you something else. So let's try adding two numbers. So what we want to do is let's create a new variable, example number 2 equals 0. So we're just going to set it, oh my gosh. We're going to set it equal to 0 at the beginning. And so let's change this to please enter number 1. And then we're going to do that, and then count. And please enter number 2. And that way it'll just end the line. So now what we want to do is, now that we have, oh wait, now first we need to create another input. So let's just say C in number 2 colon, okay, semicolon. So now what we need to do is, let's say we want to add these two numbers and give the user the result. So we'll type in, we'll create a new variable, and we'll make it ands equals 0. So now we can say ands equals number 1 plus number 2, semicolon. And then we can say C out, wrong way, the number is add up to, and then we can put in this again, and we can put in the variable, so ands. So now basically it's just going to give the output saying the numbers add up to, and then the answer. So let's try running this and see if it works. So we run it, and please enter number 1. So let's type in 5 plus 7 should be 12. So it works. And actually, let's just put in an end line. So, and L, and let's hit F5. So now 1 plus 1 is 2. So there you go. That's kind of how you make a basic calculator. So yeah, that's probably going to conclude this tutorial. I know it's been pretty short, I think, but you guys can leave comments telling me what you thought of it. I'm thinking that I'm going to continue this tutorial series over the other one, simply because of the fact that C++ is a little bit more useful, and I think it'll help a lot of people a lot more. So that's going to conclude this video. My name is Hirsch Agarwal, and I'll see you next time, or in my next video. Yeah, so please subscribe, and leave any comments or anything, and give this video a thumbs up. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.